lumber. Oh my goodness, crazy stuff. But anyhow, stuff good to know. And hopefully by Saturday we'll be able to flip a switch in the hallway here and have nice cold air. Yes. So other than that, I know we got a summer, a bad summer. I guess what would say a summer uh, thing coming on us. So we'll see what happens the next few days. I do have air conditioners in the house, window ones, two of them, and so far it's keeping the house pretty tolerable. So, but I can get rid of these ones once the other ones all done. So yeah, I'm kind of like doing what Ron had, wait for my house to get done. It's fast, but it's okay. The finished product is going to be awesome. Other than that, everybody have a great day. And yeah, N6GKB, Yucca Valley.
N6GKB, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Keith. It's great to see you, my friend. Looking great. And thank you very much for checking in. Wonderful. All right, anybody else on Snow Peak that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Networks, the Weekly Net? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. All right, let's go to Northwest. Let's go to Oat Mountain this time. Let's check in Allen, W6IST, Porter Ranch.
Wow. Good evening, Roland and that. Just as you turned it to me, conditions changed and the picture didn't look too good, but anyway, I hope you copied me. That's much better this week. Last week we couldn't even check it. We were trying so hard that the interference was so bad. Anyway, it was a nice, beautiful day here today at Porter Ranch, and I hope everyone else had a nice day. Have a good rest of the week. Back to Net Control, this W6IST.
W6IST, KC6JPG. Alan, got a great picture on you. Unfortunately, lost color. But other than that, there was no snow in your picture. So you look great over here at Santiago Peak. So very good, my friend. Not sure about your color situation, but but I did see a rainbow of colors going through your raster there. So it was interesting. Anyway, but no, your black and white picture was great. All right. Thanks for checking in, Alan. Let's check in Bob, W6KGE in Simi Valley.
Well, good evening, guys. W6KGE. I see you've got the camera just a little bit too close to the edge here. There we go. Oh, let's turn some light on. That helps. Good evening, everybody. And Alan, your picture here was perfect. No color problems or anything. The link is outstanding from Santiago coming this direction this evening. So I hope you guys are having this similar situation. And of course, we're seeing Rod's broadcast, we'll call it, or the kind of a sequence through from Santa Barbara, which is kind of neat to see occasionally. And good to see that he's got that up and running, although it's kind of in the background here. I guess everybody's able to transmit over the top of it, so to speak. And that works out okay. Let's see what else is happening. Nothing special other than just outstanding signals from you guys, and very much lack of interference that's very unusual. we're lucky, I guess. So back to you, Roland, and have everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. W6KGE.
W6KGE, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Bob. I'll tell you, we're very lucky right now because my signal coming from Santiago is doing really good tonight, and your signal coming in very, very good. So thanks for checking in. Looking great. And we'll see you next week, my friend. Excellent job. Anyone else on Oat Mountain that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. All right, let's go to Santiago Peak this time, and let's go back to Gordo, WB6NOA, Costa Mesa.
Well, a very good evening to all. Gordo, WB6NOA. Wow, 37,000 they said went to the Dayton Ham Convention. That's amazing. So all is well here. I do see another station that Santiago is attempting to bring in, and I was not quite able to get the ID, but I'm curious where it is. And I'll maybe swing the beam afterwards and see if I can see it direct. We have no further traffic here. Hope everybody has a good week. We hope to see some of you up there in St. George, Utah in July for their Ham Fest up there. They're getting it well organized, and I'm sure there will be several on ATN as well. Gary and Deborah and I will really talk it up big. And Gary and Deborah are coming back from Hawaii, and they should be on this airwaves a week from tonight. So Roland, back to you, and to all the folks on the Oak Mountain repeater, we saw no color drop out. You're both coming through loud and clear. This is Gordo, WB6NOA, my wife Susie, and the cat.
WB6NOA, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Gordo. Yeah, it was interesting. You know, a lot of people said that they saw Alan in full color. That's very, very cool. So I'm seeing everybody else in full color but Alan. That's must be selective chroma. Like selective hearing. Very good. It's great to see you, my friend, and have a great time at St. George. That sounds like a great, great event. All right, continuing on. Let's go to Riverside. Let's check in Norm, KD6 OMV.
All right, that's better. You have to flip on all of the switches. Yeah, missed one. Yeah, anyhow, yeah, we saw Alan over here with his green background and red shirt, I think it was. So he's coming through in living color. I'm wearing my blue ATN shirt, but in my video it looks like a black one for some reason. Odd. Anyhow, blue is coming out as black tonight on my set. So I don't know quite what's up with that. Well, anyhow, yeah, it's just a typical day over here. It's getting warmer as summer approaches. It's been up around the 80s, and we didn't have any breeze or wind today. It was kind of a calm day. Spent some time working on my wife's car, and that was the big deal there. So anyway, not a lot to report on really. So rather than drag it out, I'll just go ahead and turn it back to Roland again. So hi everybody, and have a great week. This is Norm, KD6OMV in Riverside.
KD6OMV, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Norm. Well, believe it or not, I did see a little hint of blue. It looked like midnight blue on my monitors. But I did get you in full color. Very good. So thank you very much for checking in, Norm. It's great to see you. All right, let's go to Rancho Cucamonga. Let's check in our president of the Amateur Television Networks of the Southern California and Nevada chapters. Let's check in Tom. WB6 HYH. Tom, right to you, my friend.
Okay. WB6HYH, back from the other side of the world. Yeah, my wife and I got back from Europe on Friday night late. Early Friday morning in Paris, we got notification that our airline flight had been canceled. But thanks to Viking Cruise Lines, they took care of the whole thing and rerouted us. It turned out to be a long day, though. Instead of going through Salt Lake City and then to Ontario here, we went to Cincinnati, from Cincinnati to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Ontario, and made for a long day. I think it was 14 and a half hours in the air, not counting the layovers, which were fortunately fairly short at each airport on the way back. So, but it still made for a long day. Got back here evening of Friday, and had a really good time. Went up the Rhine, stopping off in Germany and France, different places, and went through Belgium, Luxembourg, and just got to see all kinds of things. Lots of castles, lots of cathedrals, and just a whole bunch of history that I never knew about. And it's funny because a lot of those buildings were built before the United States was even a United States. And yeah, it was really a good time. We had a good time. And yeah, just before I left, about 3 days, Mike and I were able to get my new tri-band, actually it's a 5-band beam now, back up on the tower. Got my tower fixed, got the rotor all fixed up and cleaned up and put back up, and got the, it's a Mosley Classic 33 18-foot boom. I went from a 14-foot boom to an 18-foot, and now has 5 bands on it. I have 17 and 12 meters on it. And let's see, above that I still got my 6-meter beam, and above that I changed the dual band vertical. It was for 2 meters 440. Now it's 2 meters 440 and 220. So I gotta, instead of using my whip on my power supply back here on the desk, I actually have an antenna outside at about 65 feet in the air for 220. So we're back on the air. In fact, it was funny. Didn't even have time to really, I checked the SWR before we left. Mike and I got the antenna up there, and another buddy of mine came over and helped out. And then we checked that SWR looked pretty good on all bands, so we just left it at that, because my wife and I hadn't even packed to go to Europe yet. And so we took care of that, and I just got back. Jet lag coming back. I mean, it was fairly not too bad going, but coming back here, man, it took me 3.5 days to get finally today. I feel like I'm back to standard time here, Pacific Coast. I couldn't go to sleep at night. I was awake all day, slept during the day, did all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, got up this morning about 8:30. And been up all day today. I think I'll have go to bed at normal time tonight, and be back to normal. So what I did today, though, is I actually plotted my graphs on each band of the SWR. All 3 bands, 10, 15, and 20, are less than 1.2 to 1 on all 3 bands across the entire band. And I was listening around on 20 meters a little bit, and wouldn't you know it, I heard a special event station calling, and it had a crazy call sign. It was Tango Mary 40, and was the prefix, I think GLO or something like that. And so I kept listening, and finally the guy explained that it was a special event station in France there, and I'm still not sure what it was. I looked up the call, but it's all written in French. I couldn't find it English translation. I think it has something to do with the Olympics going on there, which we saw a lot of that there. And anyways, I worked him. He gave me a 5.9. He was my first contact with the new beam up, and he gave me a 5.9 plus 10 over 9 signal report. And he was almost the same signal to me here, and one of the very few signals on the band. The band wasn't open really that much. In fact, he'd been calling CQ a little bit before I finally got on there and gave him a call. But so anyways, we're having a lot of fun with that. Don't know anything too much more here right now. I mean, I could go on and on. The Viking cruise that we went on up the Rhine River, that was awesome. Let me tell you, they do stuff first class on that cruise ship. It was really, really great. And the ship itself is first class. Man, it's clean and just amazing. But, and then actually ended up with a few euros left over. I took a whole bunch with me, but didn't come back with many, but bought a lot of souvenirs. In fact, we had to buy a new suitcase just to put all our extra stuff in. But anyhow, it was a great time. Good to be home. Can't believe all the walking we did. My wife and I did almost over 10,000 steps every day. One day I had over 12,000. And just going to all the castles, all the old cathedrals and churches and stuff along there, all the history that was given us. We went through the Gutenberg Bible Museum there, saw the original Gutenberg printing press, and just all kinds of stuff. It was a real overload, but really, really a lot of fun. Came back tired, but it was worth it, let me tell you. It's such a good time. So anyways, that's about it. I won't keep going here, but probably more than I should have. But antenna's working great. I'm real excited about that. Now I got to see if I can get a hold of Mike down there. I saw on the DX cluster today that there were 2 other stations down there in Pitcairn Island on the air. One was on FT8, one was on CW. See, I saw a VP6 MW close to VP6 MC, and a VP6 Delta Foxtrot from Pitcairn Island on the air today. I didn't hear either one of them, but like I said, one was on FT8, but I guess there's more than Mike going to be on the air down there, so that's neat to see activity coming up this way. And there was stations in the state working those 2 stations I saw on the DX cluster. So anyways, that's about it. Let me turn it back to you there, Roland, before I get carried away. And it's good to be back. Good to be on the air again. WB6HYH, Rancho Cucamonga.
WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Tom. Well, congratulations. Welcome back. And I'm glad you had a fantastic trip. And I never taken a Viking cruise. I took Royal, took, oh my gosh. And remember Azure Seas? I took that, and Princess, and Carnival, but I never taken a Viking cruise. But I understand that the Viking cruise is just top notch, number one. I'm glad you had a wonderful time. So and of course the 1.2 SWR. Hey, that's a home run, my friend. That's a great match. So great, especially through all the bands. So great job to you and Mike. So very, very good. And hopefully you'll be able to pick up a VP6MC and be able to work with Mike pretty soon. Thank you very much for checking in, Tom, and thank you very much for serving us as our president as wonderful you are, my friend. Thank you very much for carrying the torch. All right, looks like we're going to San Bernardino, I believe, and I think we're at a baseball game. We're going to go live, and we're going to go to Gary, W6KVC. Gary, welcome, my friend, and I'm hoping you're having a great time.
Oh, I am. I'm in a air-conditioned box suite up here at the local game here in San Bernardino. And my friend Ron, the associate pastor from the church, is right here beside me. He's also a ham radio operator and is a member. So anyway, and I'm also going to introduce you to our pastor, Andrew Fields. Here's Andrew.
Nice to meet you.
Anyway, this is rolling and we're on amateur television there. So all these guys are ham radio operators. So anyway, Andrew, our associate, and this is his lovely wife, Kate. Okay, and she's the instigator of this game project because she's the CEO of Family Services. And we're having a lot of fun tonight. So I'm not home. I'm at a ball game and got invited to this event, which is hooray, and we're having a heck of a good time. So back to you, Roland, W6 KVC.
Well, W6 KVC, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Gary. Hoping you're having a great time. Looks like you are having a great time. There you go. There's the view of the suite. How sweet that is. Very good, Gary. I lost your audio. I don't know why. Oh, he muted himself. That's what you did.
Oh, I muted myself. I had to, there. I'm on my phone. So anyway, I wish this thing would landscape, but it won't. I don't know why it won't landscape because the auto rotates on. So anyway, whatever.
Mine of
Have
its
fun,
own.
you guys. I'm having fun at the ball game here, and this is a wonderful event, and we got invited to it. Okay.
Well, very, very good. Well, don't forget. I won't be there on Thursday for the SBMS. I do have a
I know.
event to do.
We'll handle it one way or the other, Roland.
All right.
Okay?
I trust you.
So,
very good. Well, enjoy yourself, Gary, and great to meet all the pastors and the family.
Yeah. Your church is quite a bit bigger than our little church, but we have a lot of fun at our little church.
No matter what church we're in, we have a lot of fun. And, praising God, and that's what it's all about, my friend. So it's all great. So thank you very much for all that you do, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in, and great to see each and every one of you at the ballpark. And have a great, great time. Really cool, really cool. All right, let's continue with our Rancho Cucamonga streak. And let's check in Gary Johnson, AA6GJ. Gary, hope you're out there tonight. How you doing?
I think Gordo said he's still in Hawaii, him and his wife. I think he said that. So anyway, WB6 HYH.
Oh, that retired life. Look what I'm missing. I'm dogging it from 7:30 all the way up until I get home at 7:20, and then zippity-doo-dah, flip the switches on, and hello and welcome to the net. Well, Gary, we're thinking about you. Hopefully you have a nice cold one watching the sunset. Well, it's not quite sunset right now, so you're enjoying the afternoon. There you go, buddy. We're thinking about you. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate you. All right, anyone else on Santiago Peak that'd like to check in? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, any stations from either Job's Peak, which I'm pretty sure it's probably turned off at the moment, Santa Barbara, or Mount Potosi in Nevada, come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. Yeah, we have to take advantage of networking. Get to the 21st century. SRT linking. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-dah. Wow. I'm being blacked out here. Okay, I'm back. Very good. All right, let's go to our chapter stations from around the country and around the world. And let's go to Minnesota first. And we're going to check in our buddy John, AF7PA in Monticello. John, it's great to see you, my friend. How's it going?
Well, it's going just great. I'm down here in the basement ham shack, enjoying a beverage. Red Bear, I believe. No ice cream, wait at all. And as you can see, I got rid of a few more boxes, but I'm going to stop for about a week and catch up to myself, I think. It's getting close to the big ham weekend, so I might as well see if I can find a club and go live in a tent for a day or two. Outside of that, not much going on. We had quite a rainstorm. Right now it's 61 and cloudy, and I looked at my radar program, and big storm past Minneapolis. It's about 3 states long, and it's headed for New York. So I'm sure that Manuel will appreciate it. It dumped quite a load here. There's nothing but steam left. So I think I'll say back to that and see what everybody else is doing. AF7PA in Monticello, Minnesota.
AF7PA, KC6JPG. Well, very good, John. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and basement's looking great. All right. Nice and comfortable and ready to communicate. Love it. Yeah. That's exactly what I said, too. Going to New York, and that's the angel of the amateur television network airwaves is residing, and that's Manuel M2MJF. Manny, it's great to see you tonight.
He's muted. It's that little red button there.
Yeah, I feel a little straight jackety tonight. It's not even full moon yet. Hi everybody from the Big Apple. Call it the Big Straight Jacket. Yeah, over here just enjoying the nice weather we've been getting lately. We're getting ready for the Puerto Rican Day Parade Sunday. We're also going to have a big festival down at 116th Street. We have a big festival, live bands, a lot of food. It's gonna be fun. Also, John, we're gonna get that rain overnight, so I'll be home by the time all that rain comes. It keeps the street nice and clean, and it keeps the nut jobs indoors. They don't be outside harassing the people. I give it back to you, Roland.
M2MJF KC6JPG. Oh, very good, Manny. Yeah, just like in Men in Black. See that little red button? Don't push the little red button, right? Well, in this case, we do push the little red button, and you did. It's great to see you, my friend. Oh, there's the look. Love the look.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Awesome to see you, Manny. Thank you very much for checking in. We're going to Florida this time. We're going to the net control of the Amateur Television Network in the Florida chapter, and that is Wolf. KV4ATV. Wolf, how you doing?
Well, I'm alive. I'm hanging in there. We had temperatures soaring a little bit. Caldwell up there where Chris is at, 80 degrees currently. We're at 76. We had a heat index of 133 degrees yesterday. That was interesting. A lot of new stuff coming out in our meteorology side. So Mark Wool's got me in some very, very advanced training on this season that started early. In fact, we started about 2 weeks ago, and we're being held over through December. So we got things kind of perking up and getting a lot of new stuff coming in. So it's been a lot of studying, working on my earth mesh as I can. And oh boy, having a little trouble with that with the chat today. Found out that I had to unplug the Raspberry Pi 3. Gave it about a minute and plugged it back in. It still didn't do it, so I did it a second time, so it came back. So anyway, my node's back up and running. Other than that, I've just been pretty much doggone run to death down here and trying to get everybody around and keep things going. We've had some weather and stuff, but other than that, that's about all we got right at the moment. I'm still working on the station as I can. Not sure what's going on though, Roland. Working on the stuff for the SSD, SSR, and my other stuff for the asbestosis. Because y'all know I went through a little bit of a rough time there. It's finally cleared up, but I went through about 3.5 weeks of coughing up a little bit of blood and stuff. I wouldn't call it a little bit. It was actually about a whole quart over 3.5 weeks. That's quite a bit to be losing. But anyhow, a little bit of a colloidal silver, my nebulizer, a couple of days. And anyway, I got that stopped. So other than that, that's about all we got right now. Other than, what Ron may have over there, if he'll wake himself up, and then waiting on Chris over there in Idaho. So anywho, there we go on that, Roland. I'll turn it back over to you, and I'll go back to watching radar, keep my eyes on the skies and my head in the clouds.
Oh, very good, Wolf. KV4ATV, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Wolf. Thank you very much for checking in, especially every week, and keep the eyes on radar and keep the head in the clouds, because that's where our weather is coming from. So you got it. So keep Florida safe. That's right. Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Bleep, that's all, folks. You got it. Very good. That's exactly it. Exactly it. All right, continuing in Florida, we're going to Ron, KK4YZE. Ron, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. How's it going?
Well, it's going pretty good. Wolf will give you the weather detail. If he hasn't done that already, if I close my eyes for a minute. Got my apartment closed out. So I'm out of that apartment, saving some money to pay other bills with it. Weather's been great here, and trying to get other things get unpacked at the house now. And then we got Vacation Bible School. God, I can't even talk tonight. VBS at our local church. So that's about all that's going on in this lovely state of Florida, where this new season has started. Y'all have a wonderful week. KK4YZE, back to Roland and everyone on the net.
And salute to you too, my friend. KK4YZE, KC6JPG. Well, that sounds terrific. Thanks for you and Wolf for keeping Florida active. You got it. So thank you very much again, my friend, and salute to you. Thank you for your service, as well as Wolf. All right, we're going to Arizona. We're going to the net control of the Amateur Television Network's Arizona chapter. That's Lee, K0CCU, in, looks like he's in Des Moines, Iowa. Really? All right. So, Lee, it's great to see you, my friend. And what's happening?
Well, good evening, Roland and Annette. Yep, out here in the nice, soggy Des Moines, Iowa, little suburb of Clive, which is where my daughter and son-in-law are at in their beautiful home. And with a beautiful deck on back where you could sit out there and watch the rain when it was just gently coming down. And when it started a little heavier, we came in the house and watched it here and having a good time. We managed to spend about 8 days at home in Arizona after we got back from North Carolina, where we gained way too much weight with that southern cooking and that kind of stuff. And we were weighted on hand and foot out there. It's that's really kind of tough when you go home. You got to do it yourself. When somebody else was taking care of you and feeding you and taking you around everywhere and wouldn't let you help, and that's it didn't get old. And when we got home, we had to do all of it ourselves. Well, I shouldn't say all of it. Our youngest daughter and the 2 grandkids were there, and so we had a good time. And now we're out here where we get to be with my daughter and son-in-law, and then other grandkids are here, and my grandson stopped by today, and he has two two little daughters there. They're our granddaughters. One turned 7. They're great granddaughters. I'll get it right. One turns 7 tomorrow, so we'll be going to a nice um, birthday party for her name is Quinn, and she's one of those that just got out of kindergarten, going into first grade, and tests out in the upper end of the first grade. So, which is we expect that because that's our great granddaughter. Anyway, we're having a good time here, and it's good to see everybody on there. I thought we might see VP6MC check in or whatever he is out there in Pitcairn Island. I did see him on Sunday there, and I think I did. But sometimes when you wake up, you can't remember where you're at and whose room you're in, or what hotel or where you're at.
Oh, believe me, Lee, when you have water 360 degrees all the way around, I'm pretty sure he lost the track of time. So, as well as his bearing, which usually when you see the mountains, that's north.
Yep. Here we don't see any mountains, but and we'll be running around the state a little bit. We have on Saturday a celebration of life down in Southwest Iowa, and then we have a funeral on Monday at Southwest Iowa. Same family. So it's my wife's our brother-in-law passed away last the 28th or something like that. 89 years old, and so not feeling the pain now. So he's doing good. Anyway, it's good to see Gary and his pastor and friends on there. Now I know what's keeping Gary going. It's those pastors, associate pastors are praying a whole lot for Gary. I see it now. That's keeping him moving around. So that's a good thing. So, but that's about all we got here. Good to hear everybody on. Hey, I always look forward that someday to do one of those cruises over there. I'd like to go a little farther east and do a cruise up I'll get it out here up past Olgograd, up the river there, and back where my grandparents came from, and up to Volga. So kind of like going up the Rhine, seeing the other side of Achtung, over there to the Niet type of the world. So anyway, that's about what we got here, Roland. We'll give it back to you, and we'll stay in here for a little while. It's not too bad. It's only 10:19 here in Des Moines, and it's actually warming up a little bit from the rain that will cease here in probably the next half hour or so. It's kind of nice, and they turn the air conditioner off when it's just a nice time. So back to you, Roland. KC6JPG and the wonderful net K0CCU in Clive, next to Des Moines, Iowa. Back to you.
K0CCU, KC6JPG. Well, very good. We'll enjoy and have a fantastic time. Congratulations on the birthdays. And just like I said, that's a full life, my friend. Celebration of life. And of course, prayers to each and every one with your family, my friend. So thank you very, very much for checking in. We'll always great to see you, my friend. So terrific. Have a great time in Iowa. Thank you so much for checking in. All right, let's go to Tucson, and that's where our buddy Joel is at, KD6W, KC6JPG Net Control. Joel, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. And how's it going?
KC6JPG, KD6W. This is Joel in Tucson. Got up to 97 degrees. They actually kind of moderated. We're dipping right around the 100-degree mark, so it was kind of nice today, only because we had a cloud layer that was kind of a thin layer of clouds way up that kind of kept us from totally getting seared today. But it was just, and you saw the pictures earlier if you were watching. It's made for some great evening sunset pictures. But it's currently 86 degrees right now, and I think the pool is a whopping 80 1 degrees. Hey, so time to jump in. So we're having a great time down here in Tucson. Been doing some running around. Excuse me, just finished dinner. The Cactus Club has got some maintenance activities planned. So we're picking up on some of those chores. We're going to be going down south this weekend, do some tower climbing. And we have some repairs to make on the side of a tower. And the good news that I got today was I think I have a chance at getting sighted back up on Mount Lemon, not at Henry's place, but down Radio Ridge, not too far from where we were at before. And it's on a self-supporting tower. It's not a guide tower. So yay, it's one of those better deals. So, and he's ham friendly and he's a ham. So apparently, I don't know why we didn't connect up with this guy earlier, but in any case, we now have an opportunity to potentially get the machine moved up to a very high elevation. Mount Lemon, if you didn't know, is 9,700 feet. So it's huge down here in Tucson. The other thing was as part of our project goals, the ATM network here in Arizona, Rod and others, we met in our board meeting last month to discuss high priority objects, things that need to get, kind of like taken care of. So one of my action items was to get the machine up on the air. And so I'm happy to report 445-225 is now installed here at my house with a 11 dB vertical gain antenna. So I don't know what the coverage is because quite frankly, I need to get some other people out there to give me some signal reports. But it's now operational. It's not tied to anything, so it's a standalone at this moment. The plan is to eventually change out the stick that it's on. I have some pictures here somewhere, but anyway, long story short, is until we can come up with whatever the final solution is, we may actually be doing a receive site here at my QTH, network that up to the main transmit site, and then actually have a alternative transmit site here and so forth. So it's kind of complicated, but it's one of those deals where once we turn it into IP packets, which we can do with the encoders, we can shoot them back and forth real quick, very low latency. And so there's things we could be doing, excuse me, to be able to augment the reliability and the coverage pattern that we have on Lemon. Lemon is, even though it's high, it's very broad mountain base, plus the Catalinas are off to the west. So it gets occulted. And so the signal just drops like a rock when you go into like Oro Valley and stuff like that. Well, so my site is a straight shot into Oro Valley. So between the two sites, if we network between them, we have now a way to double strike, so to speak. It's, if you can't get it from one, then you can probably get it from the other, that kind of concept. And then the altitude that we have at Lemon is a straight shot up to White Tanks and out to Mesa. So that means we have the ability to link the systems very economically. We don't have to do multiple hops and so forth and so on. So there's a lot of things afoot. I've got the big Dirt Move X part 3 coming up this weekend. So that's another, 14, I don't know, some odd yards of dirt to get off the lower lot and move it up here. And that's going to be a lot of fun. But so then was up in Phoenix yesterday and just bought 2 cargo containers used for $7,000. Oh my God. It's the delivery charges out here to Arizona. I know what it is. You can get cheap containers out there in LA because you're right next to Long Beach, but the delivery charge is what kills you. It's the Connex guys will sell me a container dirt cheap. It's just that it would cost more to deliver it than it would for the cost of the container. So I was like, okay, I get it. It's the racket. It's the business. Anyway, looking forward to getting those containers going up because then we can move all that TV equipment that we have. Anyway, that's all for me. Rolling back to you, KC6JPG. This is Joel, KD6W in Tucson, with way too much going on in my hands.
KD6W, KC6JPG. Wow. That is... Wait. Yeah. Believe me, I know about shipping containers and shipping. Believe me, it is expensive. I mean, just to go from Paramount to Fresno cost me $1,200. I mean, that's ridiculous for a full load of stuff.
I'm not surprised.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. But great to see you, my friends. Great to thank you very much for checking in. And I think it's time to start going into that nice warm pool of yours. And it sounds like a great.
That's right.
You got that. You got it, buddy. Great job, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in. And oh man, the best of luck for Mount Lemon. That's terrific. So woohoo, that's a win. That is a huge score. So thanks, Joel, for doing what you're doing, my friend. We're going to Mesa, Arizona, and that's where our buddy Rod is at. He just returned from Santa Barbara, WB9KMO, KC6JPG. Rod, welcome back.
All right, Roland, thank you very much. And Joel, that's fantastic news, both on the repeater and the location up there. I'll be curious to learn more about the location, but that sounds like it's a blessing for us. So very, very good. And my highest priority here is to get the 5.7 back on the air. And I've been interrupted a little bit with the trip to Santa Barbara and extensive time with Cheryl since she broke her hip and had surgery. And she just got out of rehab today and came home, and she is a happy camper to be at home. And it's good to have her back. So she's getting around reasonably well. Got a ways to go yet, and still a lot of pain. But it went as well as anybody could hope it would. And I know we had lots of prayers from lots of people. I believe that helps quite a bit. So thank you for pitching in and helping her come through. So let's see, Santa Barbara. Oh yeah, I went to Santa Barbara. That was supposed to be a vacation for Cheryl and I had to do some weed abatement there, which is the price I pay for the excellent repeater site that I have, and I have had since 1979. So I do weed abatement every year. I've been doing it since 1979. It's getting a little harder now that I'm 72 years old, but it's good exercise for me. Did a lot of work on the repeater as well. Found out there were a few things wrong that we didn't think were wrong. Fixed a bunch of stuff up. The main thing is the link, the 2417 link transmitter has been down for 2 years. First, it was the amplifier that failed, and we got that working. And as soon as we got that going, the exciter failed, and we just got a new one of those in time for my trip this time. We put it in, found out we were only getting 2 watts out, opened it up and found out that the shield on the coax to the output terminal on the exciter was broken off. It was very, very poorly installed by whoever did that. And so anyway, fixed that up, got plenty of drive. We're getting 10 watts out now. We could probably get more if we wanted it, but that's what we designed it for. And it is doing a good job getting into Santiago. Unfortunately, it's a 120-mile path, and we've got the tip of a mountain in the way. Plus, there are fades, largely, I think, because of the marine layer coming and going. So it's less than ideal, but it is working. And yeah, it's pretty glitchy right now. It looks terrible, but if we turn it off, then we see the Filipino interference, and that's just as bad. So somewhere along the way, we need to get both of those things fixed quickly. So yeah, we're rebuilding the FM repeaters in Santa Barbara and the remote base on 1200 that gets back into the whole ATN FM system. We also have All-Star Link on that, so there'll be better communication opportunities there. We had a 30-year-old FM controller, and we decided to replace it, so I bought a new one. And that will be going in within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I hope. So lots of good things happening there. I'm probably going to go back in a couple of weeks. My dental surgeon is there, kind of a world-class surgeon, so want to get the job done right. So I'll probably go back there in a couple of weeks, and that might give me another opportunity to work on the equipment. So like I said, the highest priority here, other than Cheryl, and she's doing pretty well, so that's good, is to get that 5.7 link transmitter from Mesa into White Tank back on the air, and also to get the live feed that we have, the IP feed from Santiago into Mesa. When we get both of those things on the air, we're going to have lots of video flowing through here automatically. It automatically goes through our repeater with no human intervention. When the signal comes up on Santiago, it goes through the whole Arizona system. Anyway, enough yakking for now. We'll save some for later. Tom, I'm envious of your trip. I want to go on that Rhine River cruise, and so that's on my bucket list. Sometime in the next 2-3 years, I want to go to Bora Bora first. But anyway, so I'll be talking with you about that to get the high points. Okay, that's all I've got. Back to you, Roland. KC6, JPG, WB9 KMO, Thunder Mountain.
And WB9KMO, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Rod. Glad you had an enjoyable trip to Santa Barbara. Thank you for all that you do at Santa Barbara for the weed abatement. I'm pretty sure that's the reason that you had that repeater site now since '79. So great job. And prayers to Cheryl for her complete recovery. And, that's awesome. My sister Cheryl, she's going to be getting double hip replacement surgery probably in the next couple of weeks. And so she's got to start with one and then wait for 6 weeks and then the other. So I know that feeling. So very good, Rod. Thank you very much for checking in, my friend. Great job. Great stuff, my friend. Wow, you've been busy. So thank you again for checking in. All right, we're going to Northern California, and that's where our buddy Jim is at. He is our anchor man at the Mount Diablo Amateur Television Group, and he's the anchorman of the Amateur Television Network. And Jim, it's great to see you. K6SOE, KC6JPG. Jim, hi there.
Well, good evening, Roland in the net. It's good to be seen. I don't have too much ATV news since Sunday. I did do some waveform experiments with my home-built exciter here. That we're getting a new Rev 2 design of the Acampo board. So we'll have some more DVB-S exciters available for those who need them, which I'm sure everybody will want to have at least one. You know, it's like kids. You got to have one boy, one girl, a dog and a cat, and all that other things. So anyway, that's about it from here. Glad to see that there are still people in Europe that are letting us come over there on vacation. That they could close down the border at any time. Who knows? So anyway, I'll send it back to you, Roland. K6SOE, stuck in the Berg.
K6SOE, KC6JPG. Yeah, World War III? It's getting a little dicey out there. Anyway, but very good. We're going to keep amateur television very entertaining. Right, Chris? Exactly. Very good, Jim. Thank you very much for checking in. And keep rocking it. Don't forget, check out Jim's Net each and every Thursday evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time for the W6CX Mount Diablo Amateur Television Net. So thank you very much for checking in, my friend. Terrific. All right, we're going to Las Vegas this time, and that's where our buddy Dennis is at, KA7HQP. Dennis, great to see you tonight, my friend.
Hey, good evening, Roland in the net. And got a little toasty out here. I think it was around 102 but it sure seemed a lot hotter than that. I don't know why. The swamp cooler in the ham shack worked fine. It was the air coming out of the swamp cooler was 72, so that was definitely a good amount of drop. The only time it gets rough is when it gets to 117, and you'll get a 30-degree drop, but then it's 92. So, but it's a wet 92 because there's more moisture in the air from a swamp cooler. But so it's actually tolerable as long as it's always blowing on you. So, but yeah, out in the sunlight today was definitely toasty and yeah, not too fun to stand around outside. I'll throw it back to you, rolling in the net. That's about all I got. This is K7HQP in Las Vegas.
KA7HQP, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Dennis. Well, stay cool for sure. And that sounds great. So thank you very, very much. And of course, Rod is sharing his screen right now. 61 degrees right in Santa Barbara. But he's not in Santa Barbara. He's in Mesa. So, well, very, very good, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in. Excellent. All right. Oh, well, we know that's real, but that's where not you at. So it's because Santa Barbara has wonderful weather. It does. So nice, mild days and cool evenings. So very. There you go, 96 in Mesa. Look out. There you go, my friend. Very good. All right, well, very good. Well, let's go ahead and check in our visitors with the Amateur Television Group, and that's Chris. And Chris, it's great to see you tonight. And how's it going? KC6JPG, net control.
It's been going pretty good. We have weather over the tail end of the weekend. We got a storm in Sunday night. Rain during the night and most of Monday, which we really badly needed because it's been a very dry spring up here. So the farmers were happy about that. We are supposed to be getting into triple-digit weather soon. How soon, I don't know. But it's been slow this year. Today's high was 81. Usually by this time of the year, we're in the 90s, but it isn't working that way this year. Been here.
Well, very good, Chris. Well, I'll tell you, be in California right now because we have all kinds of different weather. Like Rod showed, 61 degrees in Santa Barbara, 74 over here in the South Coast area. We're around 76, 77 right now in the Inland Empire, and over 100 at Palm Springs in the high deserts. So pick your flavor.
Who loved living today? In the Inland Empire, which stretches across western Montana, northern Idaho, and eastern Washington.
There you go.
Years, so that's how I know about it.
Yeah.
My daughter was here. She arrived on Wednesday morning and left Saturday. Time sitting at Starbucks working on our crafts and spilling on coffee.
That's awesome. Well, Chris, thank you very much for thank you very much for checking in. Enjoy coffee with your daughter. You got her, your sister. You got it. Thanks for checking in, Chris. Terrific. All right. Well, without any further ado, we're going to go right into Don Wilbank's AE5DW for this week's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline.
From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2431, this is Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. Our top story is the deadly tropical cyclone that left parts of coastal India and Bangladesh devastated. In the middle of it all, hams were there, relaying messages nonstop.
As Tropical Cyclone Remal battered India and Bangladesh, a team of 27 amateur radio operators from West Bengal worked around the clock to keep the lines of communications open in a region overtaken by lost power and flooding. By Sunday night, the West Bengal Radio Club responded to requests by local authorities to set up at various strategic locations in and around the Sagar Islands in Sundarbans. Operators used 2 mobile vans and 8 control rooms, communicating on VHF and UHF frequencies. According to updates the amateurs posted on their Facebook page, the van patrolled the coastal areas, reporting back with updates to the control centres. The deadly storm was estimated to have affected millions in the coastal region of the two nations, and the death toll estimates varied, but continued to climb. Authorities rushed to have people evacuated as their homes collapsed around them. At its peak, the storm achieved maximum speeds of between 110 and 120 kilometres an hour, with gusts of as much as 135 kilometres an hour. It was the region's first major cyclone of the year. This is John Williams, VK4JJW.
If you think your shack needs an overhaul, imagine being a legendary pirate broadcaster in the UK.
Radio Caroline has marked 6 decades of radio off the coast of England and is sailing ahead with its planned restoration of the Ross Revenge, a vessel moored in the Blackwater estuary that the former pirate broadcaster calls home. The fishing trawler-turned-broadcast studio replaced the Mi Amigo, Radio Caroline's previous pirate ship, which sank in a storm in 1980. Radio Caroline first went on the air on the 28th of March 1964, when it was only able to operate from outside British territorial waters. The support group that now runs the station was finally granted an AM broadcast license from Ofcom in 2017, with a frequency previously used by the BBC. A 3-day anniversary celebration last March provided an open house to listeners and other fans who had come to celebrate its legacy. Organisers hope the anniversary festivities will provide an impetus for fundraising that can cover the cost of a needed overhaul of the Ross Revenge, which was built in 1960. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The numbers are in. What numbers? Hamvention 2024 attendance numbers. What else? Newsline anchor Stephen Kinford, N8WB, has the accounting.
The worldwide gathering of radio amateurs in Xenia, Ohio was a record setter, according to organizers of this year's Hamvention. General Chairman Jim Storms, AB8YK, reported on social media that the official attendance set a new high of 35,877 over the 3 days. That topped last year's attendance of 33,861, which was also a record setter. Jim credited the more than 700 volunteers who worked an average of 6 hours, sometimes more, to ensure that things went smoothly at the Greene County Fairgrounds and Expo Center. Hamvention took place May 17th through May 19th. The dates for Hamvention 2025 are May 16th, 17th, and 18th.
And the nominees are in for the Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award. The judges are going through the nominating documents now, and as soon as they reach an agreement on who the 2024 honoree is, you'll hear it here. Remember to join us live at the Huntsville Hamfest in Alabama on Saturday, August 17th at 2 p.m. local time on the main stage for the presentation. We look forward to seeing you there. For more on the Huntsville Hamfest, visit hamfest.org. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news since 1976 at arnewsline.org. With John Williams, VK4JJW, Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, Stephen Kinford, and 8WB, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3, we'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.
This week's edition of Amateur Radio Newsline. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Awesome job. Very good. All right. So let's go back to RF. Any stations, any last-minute check-ins before we go into our Whereby Roundtable? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, this has been the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. We thank each and every one of you for checking in tonight, and that was a lot of fun, especially with Gary out there watching a nice baseball game. It's a beautiful night for a baseball game in San Bernardino, that's for sure. I'm Roland, KC6JPG, saying without you, there would not be a net, and we really, really appreciate you. And for those that are watching in RF, boy, I'm glad you're hanging in there, because I have to say that the first half was perfect in regards to my video transmission. The second half, not so good. It's blacking out. It's all bouncy. It's all jittery. It's happening. Ay. Well, you can watch the replay of this on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Amateur Television Network. You can also watch the replay as well on our Facebook channel, and it's on facebook.com/Amateur Television Network. Okay, so don't forget, join us on our Whereby Roundtable, which will follow immediately after this net. Whereby.com/ATN-TV. And that's where we are located, our own little private channel. Yeah, and keep it that way, right? Right, exactly. And of course, DMR Radio 3196. You can always communicate with us on DMR or 224 on TGIF. It's very, very good. So there you go. And of course, for more information regarding the Amateur Television Network, just go to our website, amateurtelevision.net. That's our new location. All right. On behalf of Mike Hollis and of course, Tom, WB6HYH, and the entire Amateur Television Network team, I'm Roland once again. The repeaters are now returned for their normal use, and we'll see you on Whereby. KC6JPG 73s, everyone. Good night.